Holy, I can't turn on this stuff fast enough. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh man, my lights are falling over. Come on, come on. Roll it. It's the very curious news from around the first game today. Not the second with the Mikko. Very curious news item. Number 1, Sergio Ramos got a Sergio Ramos. No matter how much trash Diego Maradona wants to talk about Spain's captain, who, if you hadn't heard, Maradona claimed at the beginning of the tournament that Ramos is not as good as Uruguay's captain Diego Godin, and I think in some ways he's not. But he is a winner and someone who battles and fights and gets lots of cards, but there's never a question of his heart or his desire or his bad haircuts. And that matters. Consistency and commitment are key components to being a top player. So when he helps create that own goal for Spain's first goal, that pretty much sums him up, as does celebrating like he scored it when he didn't. Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to claim an own goal as your own? I guess maybe in this case, because he did create it. It almost looked like he volleyed it in. Anyway, and unfortunately for Spain, they decided to play at one speed after going up a goal while Russia kept at it, and they earned a penalty right before halftime because Gerard Piqué decided to keep his arm up in the air after going up for a header on a corner. Now, I know you got to use your arms to generate that elevation, but he kept his arm up there. Or actually, it looked like he was going to bring it down, but then decided at the last minute just to let it hang out and start dangling, and it hit off his hand. They called a handball. I mean, has Piqué not watched any games in this tournament? They are calling handballs in the box left and right, either by the center ref or VAR. So what, dude? What? But whatever, that made it 1-1 at half. Everything was even, just like it was at the start. And then it stayed 1-1 through the second half and into extra time. And then after 1,100 passes in total for Spain over those 120 minutes, the game went to penalties, and Spain lost. Russian goalkeeper and captain Igor Akinfeev made 2 big saves, including an incredible save with his foot to clinch the win on Iago Aspas's shot. And Russia keeps the dream alive, where maybe they'll be like South Korea in 2002, who as hosts made an improbable run to the semifinals. As for Spain, it's sad days and an end of an era, since this is definitely the last World Cup for Andres Iniesta, who I'm surprised didn't start against Russia. Come on, Fernando Hierro, what are you thinking? And Sergio Ramos and Gerard Piqué and David Silva. Also, it's sad days for David De Gea, who I thought was pretty bang average this tournament, and that might put a dent in his reputation. And for the Spanish Federation, because maybe firing Julen Lopetegui 2 days before the tournament was a bad idea. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens next for their national team. Very curious news item. Number 2, I'm missing Croatia versus Denmark. Yes, and I'm gutted about it, but it's for a good cause. I'm going to Seattle to play in Steve Zakawani's charity game to raise money for his charity, Kingdom Hope, which helps provide scholarships to underprivileged kids, which is awesome, so I'm honored to be involved. But back to this game, let's assume this next part would have been about Luka Modric being a boss and currently the best midfielder in the world, and how he inspired Croatia to a big win over Denmark, who clearly missed Lord Bentner's presence at this tournament. Very curious news item. Number 3, it's previews and predictions time, because it is a tasty day for matchups tomorrow. We got Brazil versus Mexico and Belgium versus Japan, but we're gonna start with my favorite first, which is the team I picked to win this World Cup back in December, Brazil, versus the only national team that got scored on by me, and the only national team left from the CONCACAF region, Mexico. Now, of course, I want Brazil to win, not only this game, but the whole tournament, because I like being right with my predictions. But this is a tricky one for me to call, because both teams are missing key players like stud winger Douglas Costa and starting outside backs Marcelo and Danilo for Brazil, while Mexico is missing Hector Moreno, who is easily their best defender. Also, each team has some key players on yellow cards, so if Casemiro, Coutinho, or Neymar for Brazil, and Hector Herrera, Miguel Layún, or Jesus Gallardo get a yellow card in this game, they're gonna miss the next one, assuming they win, and I think that changes the way you play. But Mexico is coming off getting their culo kicked thoroughly by Sweden, while Brazil is coming off their best performance of the tournament, a 2-0 win over Serbia, so I feel like the momentum is with Brazil here. However, Mexico is deadly on the counter, especially when Irving Lozano is on the ball. However, ×2, Sweden did such a good job of neutralizing Mexico's counter, among other things. Brazil now has a very, very good idea of how to do that. And I'm not sure Mexico has a similar game plan for stopping Brazil. I think you just hope that Brazil doesn't play well. But Neymar, who I think we can all agree likes the spotlight, has to know that with Messi and Ronaldo both out of this tournament, this is his time to shine. So I don't think he's going to let Mexico ruin this opportunity for him, which means I think Brazil takes the win. Let's say 2-1. And now let's talk a little Belgium versus Japan, also known as the game England didn't want to play in. And this is Belgium's game to lose because they got more quality, they got more depth, they got more momentum because they're coming in on 3 straight wins, whereas Japan lost in the last game. And they have more aspirations to make a deep run, whereas with Japan, they and their supporters probably feel like they exceeded expectations just by getting out of the group of death. So barring a complete collapse by Belgium, which wouldn't be completely unexpected because I think we're all waiting for them to fall apart at some point, as they tend to do or have done in the past. I don't think it's going to happen here. So my prediction is 2-0 to Belgium. And all right, that is it. That is all I got. So now it is your turn. Did Spain play that bad, or did Russia play that well, or neither? Is Luka Modric the best midfielder in the world in your opinion? He is in my opinion. And who do you like tomorrow, Brazil or Mexico? Also, how many goals is Belgium going to win by over Japan? I think I said 2. Did I say 2? I'm pretty sure I said 2. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll check you out tomorrow. Later.